Hello friends, today we are going to continue chapter number 10, India Agriculture, lecture number 3. Friends, in this chapter we started discussing about the primary occupation of our country, that is agriculture. Friends, we discussed that why India is considered as an agrarian country. India is considered as an agrarian country because 60% of the employment comes from agriculture. Also, if we consider the contribution of agriculture in the national income of our country, that is 22%, round about 22%. Even if we consider the foreign exchange from the export of the agro products, that is round about 18%. So friends, here we can see the contribution of agriculture in the development of India. As maximum people of our country, they are involved in this agriculture activity, it is considered the primary occupation of our country. Friends, we also discussed that though India is an agrarian country, maximum land's net sown area is more in our country, but still the production of agriculture production in our country is less compared to the other country. As the farmers of our country, they are having certain restrictions, as they are either illiterate or having the less knowledge about the agriculture, as well as they still use the primary and the basic tools, as well as some of the farmers do not have knowledge about the modern technology, less use of mechanization, less experimentation, not ready to take risk in agriculture. These are some of the factors due to which we can say that less production is seen in our country. Friends, we also discussed about the types of agriculture in our previous lectures. In types of agriculture, we discussed about the 6 types of agriculture: subsistence farming, dry farming, wet farming, shifting agriculture, plantation agriculture, and intensive agriculture. After that, friends, we discussed about the method of farming as well, in which we discussed about organic method, sustainable organic farming, sustainable farming, as well as mixed farming. Friends, today we will discuss about the types of crops on the basis of season. Let's discuss about the classification of crops or types of crops grown on the basis of different seasons. Friends, let us understand now about the types of crops on the basis of seasons. Types of crops on the basis of season. Types of crops on the basis of season. Here we say that on the basis of our seasons, we can divide the agriculture crops of India. We can divide the agriculture crops of India into 3 categories. We can divide these agriculture crops into 3 categories. First is Kharif crops. Second is Rabi crops, and third is Zaid crops. Friends, here it is said that on the basis of season we can divide the Indian agriculture crops into three categories: Kharif crops, Rabi crops, and Zaid crops. Friends, let us learn one by one in detail. First, let us learn about the Kharif crops. Friends, when we talk about Kharif crops which are grown during rainy season, crops which are grown during rainy season are called Kharif crops. The crops that are grown during rainy season that are known as Kharif crops. These crops are grown, if we talk about this crop, from June, July to October, November. These crops are grown from the month of June, July to October, November. Paddy, maize, jowar, millet, paddy, maize, jowar, millet, cotton, til, groundnut, cotton, til, groundnut, and mung mud. These are Kharif crops. These all crops are considered as Kharif crops. Friends, crops which are grown during rainy season are called Kharif crops, that are mostly grown from the month of June, July to October, November, and crops like paddy, maize, jowar, millet, cotton, til, groundnut, mung mud, these are considered as Kharif crop. Now let us understand about Rabi crops. Friends, now about Rabi crops. Crops which are grown during winter are called Rabi crops. Friends, the crops which are grown during winter, they are known as Rabi crop. These crops are grown, if we talk about the period, that is from October, November to March, April. If we talk about the period for the growing of this Rabi crop, that is from October, November to March, April. This is the winter period where these Rabi crops are grown. Wheat, gram, barley, mustard, linseed, etc. These all are Rabi crops. These all are known as Rabi crops. Friends, here Rabi crops which are grown in winter, mostly from the month of October, November to March. Wheat, gram, barley, mustard, linseed, these all are Rabi crops. Now let us understand about the third category, that is about the Zaid crops. If you talk about these Zaid crops, crops which are grown are called Z crops. Crops which are grown during summer, that are known as Z crop. These crops are grown from March to June. These crops are grown from March to June. This is the period when these Z crops can be grown. Paddy, maize, groundnut, til, millet, and fruits like watermelon, cucumber, muskmelon, etc. are grown in these all are grown in Z period or are known as Z crops. These are known as Z crops. So friends, here we have learned about the different types of crops on the basis of season. That is Kharif crop, Rabi crop and the Z crop. Kharif crop, crops that are grown during rainy season. Rabi crops that are grown during winter season. And Z crops, the crops that are grown during summer season. So this was the classification of crops on the basis of season. Now friends, let us have understanding about different types of crops in detail. Let us study about paddy. Friends, let us share information about paddy, which is known as rice. Friends, if we want to discuss about paddy, let us know paddy is India's most important crop. Paddy is India's most important crop, we can say. Majority of the world's population, and about half of the population of India they use paddy. They use paddy, or we can say rice. Half of the population of our country, they use rice. In terms of paddy production, if we talk in terms of this paddy production, India stands second after China. Friends, here it is said, if we talk about the paddy production, India stands on the second number in the world after China. And here it is said, paddy is sown over, if we talk about paddy sown over 1/4 of total sown area. The total sown area of our country, from there on 1/3 part of total sown area that is occupied by paddy. Paddy is grown in almost 1/4 part. Paddy is a crop of torrid zone. Paddy is a crop of torrid zone. Now friends, let us understand about the favorable condition for paddy production. Let us understand about the favorable condition for this paddy production. It is said hot and humid climate is required. Minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Then fertile alluvial soil, and more than 100 centimeter of rainfall, are necessary. These all are necessary for good production of paddy. Here it is said, if we want a good production of paddy, this is the paddy requirement. Hot and humid climate should be there. Minimum temperature 20 degrees Celsius is necessary. Fertile alluvial soil and rainfall, more than 100 centimeter of rainfall is required for this paddy production. Here it is said, large amount of water is needed to grow paddy. Large amount of water is required to grow paddy, and we can also say it needs to be grown in water. It needs to be grown in water. However, instead of keeping the paddy field, fully underwater, keeping the paddy field fully underwater, paddy is grown by irrigating through sprinklers to save water. Here it is said, instead of tapping the whole paddy field into water, nowadays sprinklers are used to save water, as this paddy requires more water. Now paddy producing states. Paddy producing states. When we talk about paddy producing states, in the regions of rainfall in Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. In the regions of rainfall in Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, this crop is taken through irrigation. Here it is said, paddy, if we talk about paddy cultivation, requires more manpower as well. That means more laborers, more people are required for the cultivation of paddy. West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Bihar, Odisha are major paddy producing states. These all are major paddy producing states. Then it is said West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu these states take 2 to 3 crops of paddy. They take 2 to 3 crops of paddy every year. In this state, in a year, 2 to 3 crops of paddy are taken. Then, in Gujarat, paddy is grown in Surat. Paddy is grown in Surat, Tapi, Panchmahal, Ahmedabad, Kheda, Anand and Valsad districts. These are the areas in Gujarat where the paddy is grown. So friends, this was the information about paddy. So friends, today we discussed about types of crops on the basis of season and the information about paddy. Hope so friends, you might have understood about both the topics. We'll learn about the other topics in our next lecture. Thank you friends.